how are you? It's Travston here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Hardcore Warrior. Today we are in Gadgetstan, guys, but we will be leaving to make our way back to Ungoro Crater. We will be losing our rallying cry, the Dragon Slayer.
Where would you like to fly to?
Which is fine. I think we'll be okay, but it's too bad we will be missing out on the 5% crit and 140 attack power in a minute. But it did its job. Hopefully. Hopefully we're okay with these super sticky Tar Lord quests that we have to do. These guys do disarm, so we have to watch out for that. We'll probably finish the Power Crystal quest as well. And the Pterodax one, I think. Try to get as many as we can completed. Probably going to avoid the high vol sample, though. And then we will be somewhat done with Ungoro Crater. I think we could check out Lost. We just have to go to this cave and just get out of there, which is not too bad. Might do that one. But you do have to watch out going up to that cave because there's some, fire elementals around there. And I hope you guys are doing well today. Doing pretty good. Hoping that we survive another day in Azeroth. This is like the worst levels to die. Pretty devastating if you die in the 50s. I think it's worse to die in the 50s than to die at 60. Because if you die at 60, you're like, well, at least I made it to 60. And, you've got to experience a little bit of endgame. Alright, so here we are. In Ungoro, guys. I might pick up, Lost. We'll check it out. Let's turn this quest in. Roll the bones.
Excellent. These should do the trick. And now, if you'll permit me, thanks for digging all of these bones out of the ground for us and not hurting the native beasts in any way. Whether you really did or didn't, I don't want to know. Let's keep it that way, shall we? Here, maybe this will keep your lips shut on the whole thing. Anything to get out of here alive, I say.
You've got to help me, adventurer. My friend Ringo left earlier to explore the volcano to the south of here, and he has been gone way too long. I am really worried about him. You think you could find him? Why don't you take my canteen with you? If you do find him, I'm sure you'll need it.
Chasing me at A01 we probably won't do. That's inside of this gorilla cave. Which is a pretty scary cave to go into. Probably best to avoid caves as much as we can. Oh, let's charge in here, see how we do against this Tar Lord. Level 53. No more buffs other than the battle show we put on ourselves. Still critting pretty hard, though. There we go, we got disarmed. Let's see how our... oh, it doesn't last that long. Disarm barely lasted a second. Yeah, we're still hitting pretty hard. Pretty confident we'll do fine with this quest. As long as we don't pull too many. So this one has a heal. Renew. It has a disarm as well. There we go, there's the disarm. Cool thing is we'll be leveling up our unarmed combat skill. Wonder what that's at. I forgot to buy food, damn it. We'll be fine though, we got bandages. Let's see what our unarmed's at. Kind of interested. Haven't got disarmed in a while. I think the last time we got disarmed was in Tanaris at Lost Rigger Cove. Yeah, there it is. Unarmed at 156, so we still have quite a few levels to go. It's funny how we got it that high. And it's not like I've been training it, right? So it's only when we get disarmed is when I train it, so. I actually got kind of high. I guess we've been disarmed quite a bit, I'd say. More than 10 times, that's for sure. Let's bandage up here. And this is probably one of the safer quests to do. There's a lurker here. They're a little bit different. Just because the devil swords don't really like come up here. They're mostly like here, here, and here. They don't really hang out in the north. So we're pretty safe from couldn't kick black sludge for some reason. We haven't gotten a single super sticky tar yet. We got a food buff after this. This one's gonna patrol over here. It looks like he's creeping. He's creeping on over. Can't kick him here. So black sludge, it's a disease. Time between attacks increased by 54%. Movement speed reduced by 30%. So lurkers kind of suck. Probably want to avoid the lurkers. The lords seem a little bit better. Just because they don't put this crappy debuff on us. So I think we'll stick with the lords. They both give super sick guitars, supposedly, so. Should be fine. Looks like we have 7 green power crystals. Only thing that sucks about the lords is we get disarmed. But it's for like, you know, half a second, which is not that bad at all. It's so fast that I can't even rank up the unarmed skill that we have. I think the lords are a little harder to fight, though. Since they have the heal and the entangling roots and all that stuff. Alright, so let's get a tender wool steak buff going here. 12 stam, 12 spirit. Yeah, caves are dangerous. Gotta stay away from caves in hardcore. Probably a good idea to stay away from caves in real life. Some people venture into them, right? I've seen some crazy videos of people exploring caves. And they get into some pretty tight spaces. If you ever got stuck, right, or, you know, in a rough spot in there, you gotta be a mentally strong person to not, like, you know, have a nervous breakdown in a situation like that. But I guess that's why you have a partner, I guess, when you go. Assume people go with partners, right? So if you do get in a rough spot, like your partner could, you know, get help and come help you get out. I'd also assume you would tell people you're going into a certain cave before you went in. So if you don't come out in a certain amount of time, they can be like, okay, there's probably something bad going on here. That gives you a little bit of like a peace of mind, maybe, right? If there's people on the outside that kind of have you on a timer. What the heck am I doing here? Good old spinorama. Happens when I press the camera keys with shift. Just starts spinning out of control. It's been a tough fight here with this guy. We haven't got one sticky tar yet. Are we like doing this quest properly? Or is our RNG just bad today? Yeah, looks like they just drop off of them. Yeah, supposedly it just drops off these beasts, right? Sticky tar. Yeah, they throw it at us. That's how we get... That's how our weapons get disarmed. With the sticky tar. They just grab it with that sticky tar and rip it out of your hands. There we go. See, you just have to complain a little bit. And then, you know, Blizzard hooks you up. I had a feeling we were getting a little bit, you know, unlucky there. Here's a lurker. Hopefully we don't get a debuff. We'll see. Can't kick it though, guys. So you need like a stun or a fear. Looks like that debuff missed. So a little fortunate there. Color do we really need here? Red and yellow. Seems like right over here there's so many of the color we need. Especially where the pheromone gland is. Maybe we'll check out that area and try to get the crystal quest done today. I've been doing some AQ40 Silithus quests on my mage. Probably show you guys in a bit. There's a quest where you have to get these they're badges, like there's like certain missions you have to do. There's tactical missions, there's like a logistics missions, and then combat missions. And if you do a certain amount of them, you get pretty nice loot. You have to also be, you know, revered or exalted with the Cenarian Circle. I wonder if I could show them here. Yeah, it's not Blackwing Lair. It's probably faction-based. Yeah, Cenarian Circle. So for warriors, there's Earthstrike. Amazing trinket. 280 attack power. The effect lasts 20 seconds on use. Awesome trinket. pretty damn good. And then what I'm trying to get on the mage here is the Rock Fury Bracers. 27 spell power, healing power as well, and then 1% hit, 7 stam. All you need is Revered. But you have to do a bunch of stuff in Silithus to get it, so you need like 17 tactical badges, and then a certain amount of combat badges, and then logistics badges. Logistics badges you just have to give supplies, so it's pretty much you just buy stuff with gold, and you complete them that way. Those are pretty simple, but they cost gold, which kind of sucks right now, because that means the items that people need for logistics badges have gone up in price. I've noticed this with a couple skinning items, like heavy leather has gone up by quite a bit, probably due to the people farming for logistics badges. So I've been selling a little bit with heavy leather. It's gone up by like 100%. So that one you just do with gold, right? You just buy stuff, turn it in. And then they have tactical badges, where are probably the hardest ones to do. But the easiest one to do out of the tactical badges is to just find scouts in these hives. So there's like hives with a bunch of elite bugs in them. And at the moment, there's a bunch of people doing these quests, so those bugs get killed. So you can usually just run in and talk to the scout and get out. But they're kind of rare to get. And to get these badges, you have to... These missions, or I guess you should say, you have to go and slay this like big bug, and then after you slay the bug, this dwarf on the alliance side signs your papers and then gives you a mission. Or he signs your papers, and then you get to come back with your papers, and then you get to pick tactical, combat, or logistics. I've been picking tactical at the moment, just trying to get those done. But I've been trying to get the ones where you just have to find the scout, and they're pretty rare. Out of 10 that I got signed, I think only 3 were the ones that I wanted. The other ones kind of cost gold to do. You have to like summon some elemental, and then you have to buy this set. I forget what it's called, but you have to buy this set and use the set to summon the elemental. And people sell it on the auction house. It's cool what they did with that. It's a good way for, people with like different professions to make gold. I think probably tailors make the set and then they sell it on the auction house. I've also been farming Alturic Valley rep as well, since it's AV weekend, so you get pretty much double the amount of rep. So I seen it as an opportunity to get ourselves an offhand. I've been having trouble getting a decent offhand, and the offhand you get is with well, it's different here. Is it Timbermaw? Argidon, maybe? Thorium Brotherhood, maybe? No. What's the AV group for, they don't really show you this. Maybe in hardcore there isn't, like an AV faction. So for you go PvP, I guess? Yeah, there it is, AV. You alright here? I think we're okay. Fight this guy and I'll show you the offhand. They're pretty nice offhands for casters. But you have to get exalted to get them. It takes a while. You just spam AV, and the good thing is I'm on Alliance on that side, and Alliance pretty much wins every single time. They just get to the final boss faster. And if the Horde does not defend, or attempt to defend, then the Alliance will most likely just win. Most of the time they just let us win, but sometimes they, like a little group will come and try to disrupt our boss kill and get us to wipe. And the funny thing is when they do that, they tend to win after, because the Alliance just gives up. They're like, let them win. I don't know. It makes sense because they don't want to waste time trying to defend and have a long game, so they just let them win. But I think the Horde should probably do that more often. They'd get more, I guess, rep, maybe honor as well from winning the AV, right? But yeah, once I get these two little grinds out of the way, I'll be in a decent spot with these new risks and a new offhand. The offhands are here. A lot of good offhands. The ones I'm trying to get is Tome of the Fiery Arcane is pretty good. If you go fire, it gives you 40 fire spell damage. That's a lot. And then Tome of the Ice Lord gives you 34 frost spell damage. Also, if you're a Shadow Priest or a Warlock, they have Tome of Shadow Force, 34 shadow damage. Pretty damn good stuff. Don Julio's is pretty good. Nice ring if you're, you know, a physical DPS, hunter, rogue, warrior. 1% crit, 1% hit, 16 attack power, 11 stamp. So it's worth doing pretty much on every class. But it's quite the grind, I'll tell you that much. Takes a while. Pretty much you get like 700 rep per run. It takes around 15 minutes to, you know, queue up and win the AV. And that's if you're winning, you get 700 rep. So it's around 4 runs an hour, give or take. So it takes over 10 hours. It's like 20 hours if you want to start from the beginning, I'd say. It's not going to be perfect, right? It's probably going to be over 20 hours. It takes a while. But we've been doing a few AVs. I was already honored when we started, so because I've been doing a few. Just for fun, after we would do Oni, I would do a few AVs, and that got us up to honored, so. It hasn't been too bad of a grind, but it's quite the grind, but I just watch YouTube while I'm doing it. And it goes by pretty quick. And I've been making a decent amount of gold from it as well. I'm happy I still have skinning while I'm doing this, because out in damn it. Up here, this is, well, a lot of people die here. That's where the Alliance AV NPCs are. If you're Horde, you never want to go get close to there. You'll just get completely wrecked. I guess that's why we've never explored up here. Just mainly because of that. So yeah, up here there's like, you know, cats, mountain lions, and then there's like some yetis down here at this cave. You can skin all of them, and they give you heavy leather and medium leather. Right now, heavy leather's gets you around like 8 gold a stack at the moment, so that's pretty good. And I farmed probably like 100 to 200 gold around there. It's not a bad farm while you're just waiting for queue, because you queue up and then you have to wait like 5 minutes. So I queue up from that area, like right at the... It's like the best place to queue up, I think. It's much better than just standing in town. At least you get to, like, you know, go out and farm a bit while you're waiting for your queue to pop. We got our first alert today. It's good to know that it's working. Let's get another food buff here. But I queue up from there and for Alturic Valley out in Alturic Mountains. And then during queue I just skin. And I've made a decent amount of coin from that. Skinning's been pretty good for gold making. I think I would recommend it. Like every 4 days in Onyxia's lair, like I do that one boss regardless, but every time I do that boss, I'm getting between 70 to 200 gold. On the low end, you know, those Onyxia scales sell for 35 gold each. So just by doing a boss I would normally do, I just gotta wait a little bit longer to skin it. And you can get around 2 to 4 skins. So sometimes I'm making, you know, over 100 gold. Sometimes I'm making like 75 only. And sometimes they sell for 50 gold each, which is pretty good. But the last time I sold them for like 35. But it's a good little farm. I would probably take skinning on an alt if I was trying to make gold. It's better than herbalism and mining. Herbalism and mining are good if you can pair them up with another profession, like mining with blacksmithing, or, you know, herbalism with alchemy, and then, yeah, you can start making a decent amount of coin from selling, you know, elixirs and flasks from alchemy. And then blacksmithing has, you know, sharpening stones, and I think they also have repair bot. No, repair bot is an engineering thing, isn't it? Pretty sure. Sounds like it'd be like an engineering. It is engineering for sure. But there's some good stuff you can sell with blacksmithing if you just have it. The problem is if your character has those professions, they're kind of, I guess, considered to be not as good as a character with engineering, so. Which is true. You know, sappers are considered to be pretty damn good. And the grenades as well. Kind of a must for if you want to raid, I guess, seriously. But the thing is, most guilds are like that now. Like, everybody wants to be serious. It's hard to find, like, a guild that's kind of in the... It's hard to find guilds that are kind of serious about killing bosses, but they're not too strict on, like, having all the consumes, and you can't have both, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to... That's how it works. Like, if you want to kill bosses without wiping, but then you kind of have to be in a group that, you know, requires engineering and all the consumes and all that. So you don't really need that stuff to have a smooth run, but it does help quite a bit. Like, what I would look for, a type of guild I would want to join, is just one that requires world buffs. So you just bring your world buffs, and then the consumes are kind of... Like, not all... You don't really need all the consumes, but just a couple of ones that increase your damage. Like, the ones that increase your damage should be mandatory. I think it's kind of crazy when they, like, think the health pots and the ones that increase your stamina become mandatory. It's just like, just don't die, right? As long as you don't die, then you really don't need those bots. Like Spirit of Zanza and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it gives you a lot of health, but it's not really necessary. But people really don't care nowadays because they just buy gold, right? For 1250 USD, you can get 1,000 gold, which takes a long time to farm. I'm just getting 1,000 gold now on my mage, but I've just been casually, like, you know, farming it up. But like, you know, $12.50, or wait weeks to get 1,000 gold. Farming casually while you're just playing the game. Like, most people are just gonna pay the $12.50, right? So they can jump into raiding. Which is kind of lame, but it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, when I try to change stances, sometimes I click this. And it starts spinning me. So my stance button's on my mouse. And that's why I kind of agree with the people who say, like, we might as well just have GDKPs back. Like, I don't know why they got rid of them when people are still just buying gold and gold sellers are still, you know, selling. Like, yeah, GDKPs amp that up by a bit more. Like, people can now actually buy gold and actually get gear with the gold. But they're still doing the same thing. Now they just buy gold and then they can get every consume. They could also, like, buy gold to pay someone to level them up. They can buy gold to pretty much pay tanks to tank for them in dungeons. There's just no, like, if someone GDKPs, I think they get banned or something like that. Not too sure how they monitor that. I guess someone just has to, you know, report somebody for doing GDKPs. But I was a fan of GDKPs because it's hard for some classes to get gold, right? Like, if you're playing a warrior, for example, like, it's hard for you to can't just go in the world like a mage and then AoE a bunch of stuff and then get the loot. You have to, like, kind of, your cleave damage isn't that, your AoE isn't that great. Same with healers like holy paladins and priests. So they can go into, like, those classes could go into a GDKP and make a bunch of gold, and then they're good to buy their consumes and raid, right? And it's a fun way of making gold too. I think we'll go over here. So I'm kind of pro GDKP. But I wouldn't be pro GDKP if Blizzard actually was fighting against the gold sellers. But since they're not really doing anything because they don't want to, you know, hire a team to combat bots and gold selling, then it's just going to keep going on, right? Alright, so let's head down here. We'll get the power crystals. Because these bots, right, they keep updating themselves to avoid detection from Blizzard's, I guess, software called Warden that catches bots. And it's a constant battle of, like, you know, Blizzard having to update and then the botters having to update. And I think Blizzard has just kind of given up. And then, like, well, they don't update as frequent. This is what I should say. I can't really say they've given up, but they don't like update every month. I would assume it's probably every quarter, maybe every half a year. And then they do like a huge ban wave, right? That's usually what you see with Blizzard. Just a big ban wave comes out of nowhere, and then all those people have to, you know, get new accounts, and then they get another, you know, 3 to 6 months of botting again. So until they do that, I'm kind of like pro GDKP. I think it's a good way of farming gold. To be honest, like on my mage, I wouldn't even join a guild. I would just do like soft res runs on my mage until I could get enough gear to get into GDKPs, and then, or you just, you know, and then you just get into GDKPs and you farm gold that way. And then once you have enough gold, you can just stop doing GDKPs, join a guild, and then you just play that way. Healers and tanks get into GDKPs pretty damn easily, and they also get like paid more for the role that they're playing, right? Because they're more rare to find tanks and healers in a GDKP to carry the group. But that's my take on it. If Blizzard isn't going to do anything about gold selling, then the community shouldn't be punished. Because gold's a real pain right now. And like everything's inflated because of the gold sellers and people buying gold, right? Like some guy just spends like, I don't know, $50 and then he just buys out the auction house of consumes, right? And that increases the price of stuff. And then people like me who like farm their gold legit have to wait even longer to get their materials. Which I'm fine with. But if that's going on, then I should be able to, you know, as a player, GDKP to get my materials. Like if you're able to buy gold and like get only a 2-week ban, I should be able to, you know, do a GDKP and get in on that gold too by just playing the game. And that's what I used to do on my warrior tank. I would just tank like Molten Core or Blackwing Lair for like a week or two, get a bunch of gold for consumes, and then I'd just be back raiding with my guild. It's just a better experience than this anniversary experience, in my opinion. And if I wasn't a mage, man, like that's why I chose to play a mage. Because mages can actually like farm gold without, like, well. So if I got into a gold issue, which I knew I probably would, I could just, you know, learn how to do a Mara farm, or you can sell ports and water, and like, you know, there's tons of ways mages can make gold. So what are we looking for here? Yellow? Another Stone Guardian. Kind of a startling sound. My bad if it startles anybody. Startles me. But we'll be out of here soon, guys. It probably won't be as many startling sounds like that. Or I could just turn it off in some zones. This is the only zone that I wanted, because I don't want to die to a Devil Sword just coming up from behind me while I'm, like, eating or something like that. And I didn't want to have to, like, scan like this. Like, all the time while I was, like, on Girl Creator. It's just obnoxious. But that's what you would have. That's what I would do. If we didn't have the add-on, you just have to, like, really look around the whole time and play on edge to make sure you don't get walked up from behind or caught off guard by a Devil Sword. The add-on just makes it a little more chill. And if you know, the Devil Sword does, like, aggro onto you while you're here with that add-on, it's your fault. You know what I mean? You were alerted. You should be able to get away. All right, so this is the last crystal we need. It'd be nice if we could get a pheromone gland. And then we would be pretty much done all these quests here except for the hive wall sample. Pheromone gland's a little kind of tough. Just have to find a certain raptor. Kind of got lucky with the first one. So we'll just run through and see if we can find one. Could just fight them, I guess. Another food buff. Kind of tempted to go get the hive wall sample. Kind of on a roll here. Sort of. The certain raptor that drops it. The scent of Larcoe. This will make our way down to the bugs, see if we can handle it. Or do we just go north and just do the Fire Plume Ridge quest? It's not that bad of a quest with a sample. It's kind of chill. It's just you can get kind of unlucky pulling a couple bugs, but we're higher level than most of them. We can kind of run by most. It's just they have that Silithid pox, which is a disease, I believe. Yeah, it's a disease, so. Only way to dispel it is if you're like a priest or a paladin with cleanse. Increase physical damage taken by an enemy by 10% for 30 minutes. Kind of annoying. Devil Sword. Oh, okay. Let's get out of there. There you go. Could have ran up to him. That wouldn't have been good. He would have killed us. Okay, so this is the entrance here. It's good to know we can kind of run through them. There's a tunneler. You got tunneler acid. Eats away at enemies' armor, reducing it by 0 per application. Can be applied up to 5 times. We'll just start with the wasps here. Probably get the debuff. These guys are pretty tanky too, the tunnelers. Kinda lucky we haven't got the debuff from this wasp. Let's get ourselves a food buff here, and then we'll journey into the bug cave. I said I wouldn't do it, but I think we can do it. It's not that bad. Just gotta be careful of how we pull. But you'll see that these tunnelers are kind of tough. Let's have a lot of armor. Not really using any of their abilities on us, which is pretty good. There's their Sunder. That reduces armor. Just gotta wait that out. Just bandage up. Wait for it to fall off. It can stack, I believe, right? Yeah, it can be applied 5 times. You don't want to just rush into the next pull. Wait for it to fall off and then charge in. You won't be charging in when we get into the cave, though. There's a couple patrols we'll have to watch out for. There we go, another stack. We wrecked this one. This one got completely obliterated. We got a lot of crits. Yeah, there's a wasp there. Let's put a skull on him so we can see where he is. And there's another one. Put an X on that one so we can see where they are. It's pretty cheesy how you can do that. Alright, wait for it to fall off. It's charging now. Oh, damn it. Got slowed. Run! No way. We just gotta chill. I think we're okay here. I just go off? You think we're alright? Kinda need to get... I'll just use it. There we go. See, this is where it's kind of rough. Health pot. Might be tough. Might be in trouble here. No, we're okay. Could have died though. Pull one more, we're dead. The Garishi Stinger. Could have killed us there. We got stung. So to get... So dumb how we pulled 2. Seems like there's only 2 in here. Pull them back here and we'll be okay. It's not like they run or anything. Okay, yeah, having to use retaliation there kind of sucked. No! Because we didn't get the pox. That was a close call. I'll just eat up here and then try to get the hive wall sample without pulling here. I got it. There we go. Kind of scary, but we survived. There was no running away, though. That debuff is brutal. So we'll just hearth out of here. It's going to be the plan. We'll just go back to Gadget Stand. This bag thing pisses me off. It seems to be like... The add-on seems to just be busted. I always have that issue with it. Like, can't touch... Like, use items in the bag. And I update it pretty frequently. Alright, so we made it out of there. Tranrak's done it again. The super sticky glue will be all the rage.
Yes, this tar is just the stuff. Hey, wait a minute, my hands. I can't seem to get them apart. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Oh, but wait. Super sticky tar remover? That's where the real money is.
That was a close call.
Ah, a visitor. Must be an adventurer. We don't get many tourists down this way. Grab a chair and a drink, make yourself comfortable. Say, you look like you have some meat on your bones. You thinking about competing in the cage matches? We may have been suffering a drought, but there's no shortage of meat. Care to browse my goods?
I'll buy a bunch of roasted quail here. Get a few stacks. 60 should be more than enough.
Keep it real.
And there we go, guys. Oh, this guy died? Poor guy. Did they, like, fight each other? Like, what the heck happened there? Little Jeans and Besito. Alright, guys. Well, that was a close call in the cave. You know, if we pulled 3 bugs there, could have died. But we had retaliation, so it saved our life. Happy that we got that. And next episode, we'll probably fly back down and turn in all of these quests, and then maybe we'll try to get the Ravasaur pheromone gland, and who knows, maybe we'll try to deal with these gorillas, but they're a lot like the bugs down here, so it's a little dangerous. But that's going to be the end of today's episode, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.